Hello Matt, last week you brought some pretty interesting points forward. This week I want to focus on one key point that I think you made, in that you make experiences for other people and they make experiences for you. It's true that people do make the experiences. Projects like NFI and the Road to Nerdfight area would not have worked properly without the people involved, both the ones on camera and the ones in the community. But of course, like we've explored on this channel many times already, it's never really that simple, and it depends on the context, the people involved, and a myriad of other factors. Like for instance, taking a trip with friends can be a rewarding experience if you are an open-minded, curious, socially based person. But if you're a much more insular person, much more of an introvert, it may not be as fun to you. You may want to experience things on your own. You might feel like other people there dilutes your enjoyment because you're doing things that other people want to do as well. Me, I definitely fall more on the outgoing side, whereas I tend to take trips because there are people involved. The week-long trip I mentioned last video is a good example of this, how I am traveling to Germany and then going straight to the beer festival. None of that will be alone. I'm traveling to Germany with one of my oldest friends who I know from school way back when, and who I haven't actually hung out with for a few years now. We get to Germany, we meet Carola, we stay with Carola for a few days while she shows us around, and then the three of us together travel back to the UK and head straight for Hereford for the aforementioned beer festival. And again, as I've already mentioned, I've already put the word out there that I want to spend as much time with as many people as possible, which is why I've asked people who I don't know that well, some people I do know really well, people from far off afield of different countries, some people within the same country, to hang out together. But of course, I am aware that just because there are more people doesn't mean it's going to be a better experience all around, because people are individuals. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Some people may just not get on with other people. A darker sense of humor won't gel with someone who's very liberal, or someone who is more mature and serious won't find the idea of puns very funny. But you get the point. There are so many layers of complexity to a thing just as simple as arranging a trip to a beer festival, never mind anything with a broader scope. And that is fascinating to me, which may surprise absolutely no one, because as I've mentioned several times before, I love organizing, I love making things work, I love understanding the human condition, and I just like spending time with friends. So, you know, all these combine to make quite an enjoyable experience before I've actually had the trip. So Matt, I think I know the answer to this already, but which are you? Are you one who prefers to have just a few people at an event or a trip or something, or would you prefer to have a lot of people there to vary the experiences? So I'm sure you'll let me know next week. However, I have got a busy day ahead and you have to keep mattering, so I'll see you next week.